Hi, I'm Ella Frank, and you're watching my interview with Myles.
The single, Kettle, it's been out for just over a month.
Yes.
And it's been getting some really, really good feedback so far. So how does it feel?
Weird.
Okay,
Weird.
why weird?
I know that's a strange word to use, but like I feel good that obviously I've got some new stuff out. Weird is the word that I have been going with recently, purely because like I didn't know what to expect, and actually I wasn't nervous putting the song out. It's the first time probably I wasn't nervous to put music out, because I think I'm just a lot more sure of myself now than I was then. Yeah. But now that the song's out, I'm more nervous now that the song is out than before. It's a really strange thing. Like, I think it's just I always knew it, but now that I've actually put some music out, I think I've just realised that it's just a different time. Like me putting music out 2-3 years ago, and me putting music out now, it's just a different world. Like music is accessible in such a different way now than it was then. People weren't putting their music on iTunes and Spotify so easily. Now you can do it all by yourself.
That's very true,
So there's just a lot of music, you know. So you just have to accept the fact that you're not necessarily you're not the only one, you know. You're not the only one. So it's just trying to make sure you don't get lost in the source of everybody else, you know. So but yeah, so it's strange. Like I feel more nervous about the stuff after now rather than before. I don't know. Yeah, it's a strange feeling, but it's a good one at the same time. Like I'm ready. I feel like I'm a bit more ready now. Yeah, so,
I mean, it's one of them situations where like once people usually drop the song, it's like usually a relief for them. But it's like the reverse for you. But I mean, guess seeing all the positive comments. Like I was going through like seeing what people are saying, and you got people in like France saying like "Écoutez,
what's this on SoundCloud?"
Nah, this is on like Twitter and stuff as well. Like people are like saying it's really, really good and stuff. Yeah. So it must take some sort of like a bit of pressure.
Yeah, off no, 100%. Like it's nice to know that you put something out and people like it. Yeah. Of course, you want people to like it. Like I haven't had any bad comments yet to be like, this sucks. I haven't had anything yet of I'm the
sure
sort.
You won't
but
get that.
Thanks. I hope so too. You know. But yeah, no. It is obviously when I say I'm nervous, I don't mean like, oh my god, like I'm shaking in my boots and I don't want to do anything because I'm so nervous. Not like that. I think I'm just more. It's like the anticipation. It's like a bit of good anxiety, like just to kind of keep me going and be like, okay, what's next? What are people going to say? What are people waiting for? Blah, blah, blah. And actually, to be honest with you, I think the reception with this song has been a bit slower. Okay. In comparison to like when I released the other music. Yeah. The reception for me, from what I can see, like obviously we can see stats and things like that now, and it is the worst thing.
So
it's the worst thing because it really gets into your head, you know. But if I just look at stats and how quickly things are adding up and things like that, then the reception has been a bit slower this time round. Yeah. But I think people are just I think people are now waiting for the next thing for me. I think they're used to singles from me now, so I think everyone's just kind of like, okay, we want a project now.
You know what it is? Yeah, I feel like we've had 2016 drop, 2017 drop, 2019 drop, and then
2014
and 2014.
Yeah,
but
like that was the ones. The ones on on the bigger platform.
The ones on like Spotify and stuff like that. Yeah, don't worry. I know. Like
no, I wasn't. No, I thought you were just talking about timeline. Like, the distance between the.
Yeah, we have to build up to where we're at now. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the last gap was 2 years, so as people are kind of getting into the vibe, they're like, we're gonna get no, you have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. It's a bit of like trust issues.
So wait, but
it's like trust issues.
Okay, so when you say trust issues, do you mean like with you and yourself, or you mean you and the music, or
no?
With you and
I think the people have trust issues with me.
Yeah.
I think they got trust issues with me. Like I think people are like, okay, so. Cool, she's giving us this thing. Like, all right, we like it. It's nice.
And then,
and they don't want to give too much before the fact that I then don't put anything out for another 2 years.
Not gonna lie, it's like you got Blue Jay and Sugar, right? So you're thinking, okay, cool, EPs, nah. And then it's like, okay, so no. And then if you literally don't listen to other people who you've worked with, they're not gonna hear me. Yeah. So what are we saying for like 2021 now? When's the next drop coming?
2021? No, you're mugging me. No, I get it though. I get it. No, but this year.
This year, yeah.
Yeah, project.
So when did you start making Kettle then? And then like, how is that kind of built up in the process?
The process of me making music is it's an interesting one. Like with this particular project that I'm fingers crossed is going to come out this year, half of the songs on there aren't brand new. Like half of the songs on there have been written a little while ago. Okay. And then I've revisited them. So like Kettle, I wrote Kettle. That's my back pocket. I wrote Kettle 2015. No, 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 16, but it was only like basis. It was only like a hook.
Yeah.
I started writing it, and then I knew I liked the hook, and then a couple of years later, after like, so Blue Jay had come out and stuff, and then it was only last year that I actually revisited again and finished writing the song. Yeah. And then we started making it. Yeah. And then I didn't like what it was. Okay. So we left it and then we come back to it. So it got remade a couple of times before this final version that you hear now.
So when you're remaking them, all the time, when do you get to a point where you can say, I'm happy with this, it can stop? Because I guess sometimes it could always be changing.
Yeah, I think that's just the thing about just any kind of musician or artist or, like, I think you do have to draw a line. But when I say we was remaking it, I think the instrumental was the thing that I was waiting for the instrumental to sound like what I expected the song to sound like. And then in terms of like, so once that was done, it took me a little while to get the recording down to exactly how I wanted it to sound. And I did that a few times, and then it just kind of got to a point where it was like, no, you know what? It sounds fine. Like, stop. Like, it sounds fine. So that song in itself, it was a good few months in the make. Like, when we actually properly got down to the nitty gritty and started actually working on it, good few months before I was like, oh, okay. And I think maybe purely because it was the first song that I knew I was going to put out in such a long time that I just needed it to be, I just needed to be so happy with it before it come out, because I just felt like, oh, this is the first thing I'm putting out in a while. People are just going to be like, okay. So I didn't want anyone to come back and be like, right, so this is what we waited for 2 years. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? No, of course. So I think that was just a lot of added pressure. Yeah. But I'm happy with what's out there. It wouldn't be out if I wasn't happy with it. That's the one thing. I know that for a fact. But the stuff that I'm working on now, I think now that I've kind of got my groove, I'm just like, okay, we're doing it. We're getting it done. I
mean, obviously you're saying that a lot of the songs that are on there, they're old to you, but they're new to a lot of people. Yeah. Because only a few select people have heard those songs, or people have worked on them and all that. So like, are you thinking about when to drop that? Is it going to be like a summer vibe? Is it going to be a winter vibe? Is it going to be you need some more tea? Like,
no, so I don't think it's a winter vibe. So I do think my music is seasonal. That's the one thing that I make sure. I think is the way that people receive your music is very dependent on a lot of things,
external factors.
And I've always thought that this particular project is a bit of a growth project. Okay. So I've always kind of liked the idea of spring. Yeah. Either like the idea is that it does come out before the summer. Okay, so soonish.
Summer is like what?
It's around the corner. Yeah, so I don't really like everyone's kind of like, oh look, if you drop music, it'll do its thing either way. Yeah. But I'm trying to avoid that right in the middle of the summer festival period.
Oh yeah.
I just want to avoid it, just because, not that like it's gonna get completely ignored, but it's just not the vibe. Yeah, it's just not the vibe.
I mean, so, it is when people are like just screaming at a festival, and then you kind of come with more like a nice kind of mellow vibe. People are like, nah, man, it's EDM.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and you know, like that's fair enough. Like, which is why I kind of like, if it wasn't going to be ready for this kind of like end of spring, then I probably would have waited for after summer. Okay, yeah. For like a very, very end of summer, early autumn type thing. Because early autumn, like September time, is still, you know, people are starting to wind down, they're chilling back, they want, you know, people come into themselves again. So it's a nice time to release music, but I think the plan is that it's before summer. Okay, so fingers crossed.
Everyone knows now we've got some new music on the way. That's it. That's what I
promise.
Yeah, thank goodness. We're not waiting long. It's been good, because all the music that I think that you've dropped so far has been quality. So I think that's why people have been so like, where's next thing? But we got this project coming soon. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Next thing, right? So out of the singles over the last couple of years, right, R-Kay and Intalekt have both been like very heavily involved in the whole process, right? So is that like the magic trio, or
I just know I get things done with them.
Shout out to everyone else who didn't get things done then.
No.
That sounded like that,
No. Like, because on this project, it is mainly them on this project. There's a couple of other people on there. I think it's a very strange thing for me because I'm just getting back into the swing of things with music, and I'm like, that in itself is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Just because of everything that's kind of happened in the last couple of years as well. Getting back into music is a big thing, so I need to make sure that all my odds are stacked correctly, just because I need my chances to be greater, and not even in the sense of like, because I'm using Intalekt and R-Kay, my songs are going to be greater, not like that. I just mean in the sense of like, I'm working with people that I trust, that make me feel comfortable, that make me kind of like give me the motivation to keep going. And sometimes when you don't believe in yourself, you need other people to believe in you. And they're two of the main people that no matter what, whenever I'm working with them, whenever I'm in the studio with them, something happens, even if it's only a little bit more. Something happens, like, so it is a comfort zone. I won't lie, it's a comfort zone.
I mean, if it makes great music, then that's fine.
The plan is to not, obviously, because otherwise I'm just going to stress them out, to be honest with you. If I'm just like, right guys, come on, next EP, like, no. So the plan is obviously that I do want to work with loads of other people. There's so many great people out there that I'd love to work with. But in terms of right now, it was a matter of like me stepping out and doing this thing. I needed to have the strongest team around me, because they're not just like producers, they're my friends, you know. So I needed to, it's just kind of, I'm just lucky and grateful that my friends are also musicians,
that's
so
mad helpful.
And it helps that like, not just with Intalekt and R-Kay, but like the people, my closest friends as well, they're all in the music scene. So if I even having Intalekt and R-Kay listen to a lot of stuff, because they're in the studio with me, they hear it all the time, so then I'll take it away and play it to my other music friends and be like, what do you think, and get opinions and stuff. So it was just a matter of keeping my environment really close knit, so that I knew that I could get through this process. So once I've actually got through the process, then then it's obviously a matter of kind of, I just needed a portfolio. I need something for myself now, and I just needed to have those people around me to do it. Do you know what it is? I feel like you've got like a signature sound now. Really? With those, Oh, that's really great, because I was actually having this conversation yesterday with somebody, and I was like, I don't know if you could recognize me in a crowd, like. Do you know what it is? I feel like
in a crowd for now, because people are still getting to know you, and like you said, Kettle's like, it's like a slow grower at the moment. I think people might be like, oh, what's that? Let me Shazam it, or let me find out what it is. But when they go through and look at the catalogue that you've got so far, and even the features that you've done with other people, they can see, okay, cool, that's who it is. Let's get with it. Do you know what I mean? So I think, you know what it is? I think
I feel that with me particularly, I think people will recognise my songs, not necessarily my voice, if that makes sense. Not yet, anyway. And I do think that's probably because there's not a lot to go by. And I only say that not in like a I suck kind of way, but like as
you don't suck, so it's like,
no. I mean, to be honest, it's not in the sense of like, oh, I'm amazing, but I wouldn't be trying to put out music if I didn't think that I could do something. You know what I mean? So I think it's just more a situation of, probably because I don't have much of a portfolio there for people to go through and click on and whatever. It's just a couple of singles. I think if you heard my song play, you might know who that is. But if I was just randomly singing, I don't think you'd recognise my voice off top.
The thing is, that stuff takes time though. 100%. It's not 100%. Like, for now, that's not that deep. We just need the project. You know what I mean? Just get the project through.
Exactly.
We can relive that in a couple of months' time. Do you know what I mean?
Check. I'll make sure you recognise me now.
Don't put up with people like that. They might get scared. Do you know what I mean? No. But one question as well, right, is in Kettle, obviously you hear a lot of like, have you got water in your kettle? Now I was like, okay, what does that mean? Because it doesn't necessarily mean, have you got a kettle, have you got water in it? Yeah, can I have tea? But there's tea references in sugar as well. So I'm like,
people are really holding me true to these tea references.
Like, I want to know if tea means something, if the kettle, the water, what do
you think it means? When you heard it, what did you think it means?
At first I was thirsty, so
you're not the first person to say that, but okay.
So I mean, like, have you got water in your kettle? I mean, it could mean anything. Is your life sorted out? Like, you know what I mean? Like this, at the end of the day, you've written this for a reason. So you're trying to stick it on me. I'm playing it, but passing it right back to you. You know. So what does it mean? What does it mean?
No, it's two things. Kettle wasn't telling a story.
Okay.
Like the other songs. Kettle was setting a scene. So it was telling you about the scene rather than what's happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yes, it is the literal sense.
Okay.
Have you actually got water in your kettle? Put it on. Let's go. Let's get going. Do you know what I mean? But it's also that idea of like, I don't really like using the word vim, but like, have you got this? Someone described it as like a fire in your belly type thing, like, are you ready to go kind of thing. So it's a bit of both. Like when I first started writing it was more setting the scene, and then as it kind of went on, it is that idea of like, it's so strange to say. I was about to say like, oh, have you got water in your kettle? But it's I think it's purely just the idea of some of my best conversations, if not all, are in that kind of a setting where I'm chilling, with my friends, the kettle is on, I have a cup of tea, and whatever else you want in that environment, it's just, I think that's always where my best conversations have been. And that's always where I've kind of like been able to be myself and feel safest around the people that I am and express myself however way I want. And there's always some kind of a warm beverage involved. So
shout out to you, man.
It's a good thing. It's good for your body, it's good for your soul. So, but in regards to the sugar reference, and that was it wasn't literally like, I need more tea. It was obviously just talking about, that was like a love story. But I don't like to write things so like I went to the shop and I bought a can of Coke. Literal. I try not to. So a lot of my stuff that I write is kind of like from a metaphorical angle, just so that it can make people think, So it's not just you're listening to the song, but when you actually then listen to the song,
you're hearing different things, different elements.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a nice thing because then it just kind of means that everybody has their own opinion of the song, of what it means. Like, every time I talk to somebody about whether it is sugar, whether it is kettle or whatever, someone always comes and says something different about what they think the song means. So I like that. And that's the bit of music that I really, really enjoy. So whatever it might mean to me, once I've put it out into the universe, it's mine, but it's not mine anymore. Because other people are going to receive it, take it in how they want to take it. It will feel whatever it is that other people need it to feel, if that makes sense. If it's a situation of you're listening to Kettle and it makes you feel that like, oh, I'm ready to go, I've got my fire in my belly type thing, that's fine. If it's like, ooh, let me go and put that kettle on, then that's fine too.
Shout out to Twinings, come
on. I think that's the part of writing that I enjoy, just that whatever I'm describing, someone else is gonna interpret it completely differently and make their own mind up about it. So I'm singing a song in one way that I think it is, but if I'm singing it to a crowd, 5 people in the crowd are taking it in and thinking I'm singing about whatever it is that they want to think.
You might have 5 people in the crowd like cheering, 5 people in the crowd crying, everyone else just bringing out, going to the bar and getting some tea real quick.
Exactly. Like, so it is what it is. Like that's the bit of music that I really like, just the fact that like other people are gonna like take it in and receive it however they're gonna take it. And
I hear that.
And once it's out there, it's there, isn't it? It's not. It's for other people to do what they want with it. So.
And you know what's good? I think going off that point, right? I was going to bring this up later on in the interview, but bring it forward now. Yeah, it's like interpretations for the music come from different places because people from the UK will get some of the references that you're singing about. However, and bring up the stat exactly, so I have it right here, right in front of you.
The stats.
Yeah, I got the stats. The stats are different, yeah. So some of your biggest monthly listeners, are coming out of Bangkok, Taipei, Jakarta, and Tokyo.
This is the first time, though.
Yeah.
This is the first time on Kettle. Kettle is. When I started looking at the stats myself, I was like, Bangkok.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
You got the Thai guys.
Like, what? Even Japan, like Japan was the top country, but then I think one of the top cities was in Thailand. Yeah. But it was just really strange because with like Sugar and Blue Jay and even Homie Lover Best Friend.
Yeah, I think Holland was quite a big place as well.
Yeah. So Holland was my biggest place for those songs. Yeah. and then the States, and then the UK. UK is never at the top, man. What is
going
on? UK are just. Oh, my love.
Listen, sometimes you got to Idris Elba it. You got to go away. You got to go away.
You got Jessie J that.
Yeah,
you got Jessie J that. Really.
She ended up on The Voice in China, innit? So that's a different story.
Well, that is a whole another But no, I think that this time round, as much as like I'm saying that it's a bit more of a slow burner. I'm reaching different places, which is quite an interesting thing for me because, like I said, like Holland was the top. And then States and UK and then some other like big cities or whatever. But to see like Asia in there, I was like, Asia? Like they were like right at the bottom before. Yeah. So to see Japan at top, like that is my dream. I want to go to Japan. I mean, so to see them at the top, I'm like, keep it coming. Look and give me an excuse. Yeah.
Listen, look at the numbers, and you can basically be like, look, I can rent out a little space. I could do a show, couple songs. When the EP goes out, do what Skepta did, innit? Just go to Japan. And just do the EP launch there. Yeah. And just have it. Like, I think it's always nice to see when like your music is going around and it's not just sticking. Obviously, the UK is like, it's the lower bandwidth at the moment. They'll rise up as time goes on. But where else has been quite popular though? Or where else would you want to perform?
Where would I like to perform? I definitely want to go to Holland and perform. Yeah. I really like Holland. It's a nice place. The people are lovely.
Are you saying Holland or Amsterdam?
No, Holland.
Okay, cool.
Amsterdam's nice. Yeah. But just the people in Holland, like they're just really nice people. Anytime I've gone to those kind of sides, you just feel really welcomed. Berlin, I'd love to perform in Berlin. I've been Berlin once. Okay. As a musician or as yourself, just going there having a good time? No, so I've been Berlin just for like holiday. Okay. And it was just really, really good. So I'd like to go out there to perform. My brain, my geography has never been. Where would I like to perform? I'm
assuming America's up there because it's got quite big listenership.
Yeah.
Don't know the American fans. Be careful what you say.
No. You know what it is like. I'd love to go to LA. I'd love to go to New Orleans. Yeah. Those are my two. If I'm ever going to go to the States, those are the two places I really want to go. Mm-hmm. LA, because everyone rants about how it's just great for music. Yeah. But the jazz scene in New Orleans is...
I mean, a bit mad.
Like, I'd love to go... Even if it's not to perform, I'd love to just go to New Orleans just to be there.
What's the big festival they do? Hootenanny. What's it called? Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, yeah.
That's it, yeah. You should go for that.
Yeah. I'd love to. It's a bit mad, but Just get your beads and you know what it is? I think at the moment I don't really have an interest to go to the States, and I don't know if that's purely because of everything that's happening out there. There's so many other places in the world. Yeah. Just the same way that the UK isn't the center of the universe, the United States isn't the center of the universe. So it's not my highest interest to be there just yet. Like if I wouldn't. For holiday reason, I wouldn't just be like, let me book a flight to LA. Yeah. If it was music related, I'd go. But in terms of like just recreational, I wouldn't. It's not my top at the moment. Okay, but so.
It makes sense. It's just where you want to go. Obviously, if like the vibe's not good, you're not going to be giving your best performance or anything like that. You kind of want to make sure you're going somewhere which is good.
Well, I mean, even sorry, I just literally interrupted you. But Holland have what's the jazz festival that they do out there? I miss it every year. I miss tickets for it every single year.
I'm not sure what it is.
And they've got like, they always have like Erykah Badu there, the Roots, and then like it's just like it's crazy jazz festivals out there.
It's very good culturally when it comes to music. So I think you fit in quite nice. You got to think, next year try and get on maybe the festival bookings or something for that. Fingers crossed.
I gotta put the music. I gotta set the level. Set the bar. I've got to. I have to put some stuff out there for myself first to kind of set myself up for the following year. I already know that I've kind of missed the scheduling for certain things happening in the summer, but
you haven't because people come through last minute. I just put your name there, just sprinkle it on there. It's like cool, there you go.
Yeah.
But let's go back actually real quick. So your actual sound, right, is very jazzy. It's very wait what? You call me every time you just look at me, I'm getting scared. I'm like, I'm asking something. Am I saying something right?
No. Yeah, go on. I do you know what it is? It does intrigue me when people start to talk about my sound and put it in whatever category they're going to put it in, because first and foremost everyone's like, oh, jazz. Yeah. And then I'll hear like all these other random categories and I'm like, interesting. Okay, so like,
Right, before I even ask the question, then let's just remix it, yeah? What sound? What do you classify your sound as? That was gonna be like cool.
I don't. That's the thing.
Okay.
Because everybody has such a different box to put me in. I don't like. It's very easy to be like, yeah, you can put me in the jazz category.
Yeah.
But actually, if you put me up there with the champions of jazz, I don't sound like jazz.
Yeah.
But the nice thing of jazz is that there's no structure. There's no particular sound to jazz. Like, it's probably one of the main genres where you don't have to sound a particular type of way to be jazz. It's obviously the idea of just having a lot of alternative stuff going on in your sound.
And when you got like a little trumpet interlude in your song.
Yeah. But I don't think that I have a particular sound where you could put it in a genre. I think that I have many sounds, if that makes sense. That's why I find it quite hard to be like, oh, I'm jazz. Because there's a part of me that feels a little bit like rude to be like, yeah, I'm jazz. Like I'm not, you know, but I'm not R&B, I'm not pop, I'm not neo soul. Yeah. So
you got Ella Frank, basically. Yeah, I mean, in your own genre, yeah, cool.
No, but you know, like it's just my sound is just a little bit of everything. When I first started performing and singing and stuff, it was neo soul. Like I was singing neo soul songs. I was doing covers of any neo soul artist you could think of. I was doing a cover of it before I had my own songs. Homie Lover Best Friend was written to a Jill Scott instrumental. Blue Jay was written to an Erykah Badu instrumental. Okay, mad. But they don't sound like neo soul. They don't sound like Jill Scott or Erykah Badu. So it's so I don't really sit there and be like, yeah, I'm jazz or I'm neo soul. Like it's just a little bit of everything. So like the Kettle got put into,
it was jazz pop.
I was like, what's jazz pop? Like, I mean, I don't mind.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
What's jazz pop? Like,
it was a bit weird when I saw that, because I was like, jazz pop. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was just...
I feel like jazz pop is like Michael Bublé.
So basically, you come around every Christmas
and steal people's songs.
Boy, shout out Michael Bublé.
No. I just mean in a sense of like, if you actually listen to not Michael Bublé singing jazz classics, if you listen to his originals, there's a bit more pep in its step.
Never listened to it. I see him every December. I'm like, you again.
But no, I think we like a little bit of Bublé. I can't even say his name, but when I saw jazz pop, I was like, okay, and I went through the list to see who was in there, and it's really mixed. Like,
I think I think jazz is one of them places where, like, I feel like not a lot of young people listen to jazz like that. If you know what I mean, it's not the.
It's creeping.
It's getting there.
It's creeping. It's like growing. You've got like, you know, like Touching Bass, Unit 31, all them guys, like Steam Down, and they're kind of like our generation of people. So slowly it's creeping, especially in the UK. But it's still like a niche scene. But it's creeping, which I'm happy about.
We're getting it,
yeah.
So the question I initially was going to ask was like the early influences when it came to jazz music, but we'll scratch that jazz line out and just go for early influences.
Again, a little bit of everyone. Like I listen to a lot of different music. In terms of specific artists, I don't really have like a specific artist that I'm like, oh, I listen to her or him and I write like her or him. Early on when I was performing and stuff like that, like I said, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, that kind of stuff, The Roots, I loved performing that kind of stuff. But in terms of writing, I've kind of got to a place where I have to listen to loads of different people to then be able to write efficiently, if that makes sense.
When it comes to actually like writing your songs, so you listen to, what do you do first? You wait for the beat to come in, or would you listen to someone else and then do it? Because if it comes to the process like that,
you know, I've realised that the songs that I've got out and the songs that I've written now, my writing process has been quite different from then to now. A lot of the stuff I've written now, actually, I've written without music. And then I've taken it somewhere to R-Kay or Intalekt and been like, I want to work on this or something like that. And obviously you have to come with references. You can't just be like, make me a beat, you know. I mean, you can say make me a beat.
Like that,
you can say make me a beat, but ultimately that could just be a whole big waste of time
True.
of someone making a whole song and then you're like,
don't really like that.
Yeah.
Do
so,
it again. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's and I've been there.
Not with those two though. I give with those two.
With Intellect. I'd be like, yeah, and then it's just not. So I've learned how my process works a little bit better now that I'm kind of in the project mode and I'm doing a lot more of it. Then I know how that works. But in terms of like the writing side of it, I'll write something now and I'll listen to certain songs of how I might want it to sound, like in the similarity of it, and then I'll take references to the studio and be like, oh, I like this drum pattern, or I like the bass in this, or whatever it is, and then we'll try and see what happens from there, which is why the process can be a little bit longer. Early days I used to write to instrumentals. I used to just go on YouTube and be like, hip-hop jazz instrumentals, and just see what comes up. Try
to do that now, see how many come up. Videos.
Wow. But yeah, that's why like I said, Homie Lover Best Friend and Blue Jay were written to... So Blue Jay was written to Clever by Erykah Badu, and Homie Lover Best Friend, now that I think about it, I think it was Getting in the Way. I want to say Getting in the Way.
Okay. Are you 100%,
I'm not 100%, but I want to say maybe.
Something around that vibe.
Maybe. Yeah. But so those, my earlier songs written to other instrumentals and then make something of it.
Yeah.
And then now I'm kind of just writing and taking it and seeing what happens. What happens.
It has to be done. Yeah.
Taking a chance. Yeah.
So another thing we've got to talk about is the features that you're working with, right? And you've worked with in the past. No pressure on these questions. Richie Saps, who was on his project last year, but who cares anyway? That was the Introspective. I think that's what it's called. Shout out Richie.
Shout out to Richie Saps.
And you're on R-Kay's album.
The new one that's coming out.
Yeah.
How do you know? Because
I know these things. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I do my research. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, unless I get the cut, then I'm on the new.
As of May 2019, Ella Frank is currently on R-Kay's album. We say that
right this moment.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know something, then
R-Kay,
I will
if you're
be.
listening.
I will be.
Yeah.
I will be. Yeah.
So
that one I'm really excited for.
Yeah?
I'm really excited for.
So with the Introspective, that was more like you just kind of coming on the melody, riding it. Yeah. So Richie kind of gave me a shout and I was like, you sure? You want me on the song? Yes.
Like, because obviously we're two completely different types of artists, not just the fact that he's a rapper, but like just the sound is two completely different. He was like, like, I know you'll do what you need to do on this song. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay then. And then I kind of, I asked him to send me the lyrics of what he'd written, because I don't like to just come and be like, right, boom, I'm here on the track and I'm going to do whatever I want to do and it makes no sense to any other part of this track.
Yeah.
So I asked him to send me the lyrics first, and then I read through those lyrics quite a few times to just like get a grips of what he was talking about, because it doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like if you're going to feature or work with somebody else on their project, one, you have to represent yourself, of course, but it's their work. Like, it needs to represent whatever it is that they're talking about, what they're doing. So,
of course,
so I had to read through his lyrics a good few times before I could come up with something. And then I actually come up with the melody first and then put some lyrics to it after.
Okay.
So
how hard does it come up with a melody? I've always been curious. I can't sing for anything, but melodies must be quite difficult when you're... No? Okay.
I mean, a melody is whatever you want to... do.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could be whatever you want it to be. That's a melody.
You gotta have it, like, in a nice way. Like, you form good melodies, whereas I've heard other people that form melodies. I'm like, I could have sung that. Do you know what I mean? Whack some auto-tune on it and it might sound half decent. So, yeah. I mean, when it comes to working with other people then, because it's a question I was going to build up to, is like, do you find it quite easy to kind of, like, bounce off other people? Because say, for example, you come across an artist who will be like, my lyrics, no, you can hear the song though. Like, so how would you deal with like that kind of scenario?
Features are a new thing for me, actually. Like, I've done things for other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So Richie Saps is one of them. I've worked on an Intellekt song. Obviously now I'm on a R-Kay song, which was an interesting...
I'm looking forward to hearing that,
Yeah. I am I don't know if I can actually say this, so maybe I won't say it. Just
Yeah,
I won't ruin somebody else's.
As a person, I want to know, but at the same time,
I mean, I've worked on songs for other people, but hardly other people working with me. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like, features were a very scary territory for me. Even working on someone else's stuff. Like, when I first started singing, I had a lot of like grime people, or like people that like would just, because they've seen me perform and I can sing, I can hold a note, they jump in my inbox after Homie Love a Best Friend or whatever and be like, I got a track, do you want to jump on this track? And I'm like,
bit like what they did with SB Denters back in the day.
Wow, I haven't heard that name in a in a hot minute. Wow. But yeah, like it just got to a point where I was just kind of like, no, like, great, but no.
Do you think that would have been different though? If you say yes and you jumped on, do you think you'd still be able to make the music you're making now?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think I would be doing that. Like, I've been in a position where I've done that. I've gone out of my way to kind of work on music for somebody else, and nothing happened with it. And then years later, it decided to get released before being consulted that it was getting released.
Was the PRS good though? No.
I don't even know if there was any PRS
so
involved.
That's rude.
Like, no, but you know, like, just in the sense of like, I think music is such a sacred thing to anyone that's doing it. Yeah. Purely because if you're asking me to be on a track, then I don't see it as I'm your feature artist. I see it as we are working on this together. Yeah. Like, it's a partnership thing. So we both have to be happy with it. You have to be happy with what I'm doing. I have to enjoy what I'm listening to want to be like, I'll do your track, like, you know. So
it's not, when you can always tell when something's fake, you know what I mean, when people don't,
it's such a scary territory for me that I'm only just starting to kind of be like, like, this project, I have one feature, and that was like a really strange process for me, because I wrote this particular song and then I was like, it needs something, but I don't want to ruin it anymore by writing more lyrics. And then, you know, at the time I was like, am I just being a cop out? Because I was gonna be like, maybe I just scat or do some doo-doo-doos on it or something like that. And I was like, I'm being a cop out. But I didn't want to write anything else. I didn't want to write anything else to that particular song. But I knew it needed something other than just me harmonizing or doing some oohs and ahs at the end of it. So then I asked a friend of mine to
add an extra element to the song.
To write a verse, and now I'm like so happy with it. It's actually, at the moment, it's my favourite song on there.
Okay.
But
we're gonna get it in 2 months though, or hopefully 2-3 months. So before summer, like you said, it's April, it's May right now. We're even closer. June, July. So within the next 2 months, we're gonna be hearing this. Ooh, exclusive.
Yeah.
My
plan is, like, I don't want to set a particular date. Yeah. And deadlines are a funny thing to try and keep to, but end of June is like I'm really trying to make sure that I can end of June it, because I don't know, it just feels right. End of June feels right for me. So if I miss end of June, I don't know. I'll be a little bit heartbroken, but music is music. It's got to come out.
It'll be one of them situations where if you miss end of June, it'll be Happy New Year and we'll see you in 2020. So it's one of them. Hopefully,
I hope that doesn't happen, because I have plans. Like,
the end of June,
I have plans.
Basically, whoever you need to speak to, just tell them to drop the tig, But
end of June.
With Kettle, that's April now. So are you going to drop another single in the build up to this project, or are you just going to be like, let Kettle ride a little bit more, get about, and then just drop the whole tape and see what happens?
Yeah, I have thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to release another single, just because there's not loads of songs. It's not like a 10-track EP. Okay. So I don't want to be like, here's 2 singles, and then that you've only got like 3 other songs left to listen to that are brand new or something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, I added a new track to it just the other day.
Oh man.
I did a new track to it just the other day. So currently we're looking at 6 songs. So I don't really want to be like,
that's a nice amount of songs. Yeah.
I don't want to give too much where people are just like, oh, what is going on? But I want to give enough.
Yeah, I think 6 is good.
So obviously, I think 6 is the maximum now.
Yeah. So we've got 5 new ones. Kettle being the other one. So I think it's gonna be sick.
I hope so. I'm excited for it. Yeah. I think I'm more nervous for the project coming out than I was for Kettle coming out, just because I haven't ever released a project. So I am excited for it, but
Well, I mean, it's just one of the ones where no pressure, just enjoy the ride. And I think, are you going to try and do maybe like a small-ish kind of EP show for it, or like like a little vibe? You know what I mean?
The plan is to do the first ever Ella Frank headline show this year. Yeah,
come on.
I think. Do you know what? I think like even for me, like this whole process has just been a long time coming.
Yeah, you deserve it.
So I do deserve it. Thank you. No, you know, like just for myself, like I said to you, once you put something out into the universe, it's not really yours anymore. Like it's yours, but it's then other people's to share. And it's an energy thing. Like there's just this thing on my chest that I just need to I need it to flutter off, because you know and there's so much that I want to do now that that's why like my deadlines for me aren't just like, oh man, I didn't hit my deadline, so now it's going to come out a week later. It's more the whole process. Like I want it to come out at this time because of this particular thing. I want to have my headline show on a particular date because of this particular thing. Like just so that reception and the way that people take everything in is just enhanced. Like, so I have an idea in my head and I want to execute it. I want it to be executed the way I want it to. But obviously, if you know much about music, nothing necessarily always goes to plan. But this particular thing hasn't gone to plan a few times, so that's why I'm hoping that this one is the final. It's going to plan.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work. So, let's have confidence, have faith, and you seem to be in that mode right now. So, last thing I can say is good luck with everything the next couple of months. Looking forward to hearing it. And for the people who are listening right now or watching, because we have a camera, if you can look at the camera as well. There you go.
So, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No worries. Where can people find you?
At the moment, the main things that I'm kind of on are Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Ella_Frank on both of those. No funny spellings. No funny spellings. But yeah, I do have a Facebook as well that I'm trying to kind of use.
Is Facebook still a thing?
I think so. For a lot of people that aren't like in the social media world, Facebook is a thing.
Fair. And
maybe like the older generation, Facebook is a thing.
That's true. They love kettles too.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if that,
reaches though. But yeah, so I mean, all that is there for you.
Yeah.
All the socials. Make sure Ella _Frank.
Yes, _Frank.
There you go. Thank you for chatting to me today.
Thank you.